Hello everyone. This week in year one, we have been learning how to add two numbers together within 20. And our brilliant mathematicians know that when we add, our number gets bigger. And we're going to look at two methods that we've been learning this week. One method uses concrete objects to help us solve those numbers to 20. And the second method is when we are using our mental maths skills to help us solve those problems. So we're going to have a look at the mental maths method first, and we're going to solve that by using 3 steps to success. Now, the children have learnt this week that we're going to put the biggest number in our heads. So if I'm trying to add the numbers 12 and 4, I know that 12 is my biggest number, and that's the number that's going to go in my head. My second step is the smallest number is going to go on my fingers. So I'm going to remember that 12 is going in my head. That's going to be my starting number, and I'm going to add on 4. So I've got 4 fingers up ready to add on. And then my final bubble is writing my answer down. So if I was trying to solve this number sentence, I would put 12 in my head. 12 is going to be my starting number. Not 1, but 12 is going to be my starting number. I'm going to put 4 fingers up because I'm adding on 4, and then I'm going to be able to write that answer down. So to get the answer 16, we started with 12, and then we counted on 13, 14, 15, 16. And I wrote my answer at the end, and our mathematicians know that number is the biggest number. When we add, our numbers get bigger. And we did a little bit of showing off, because then we showed how we could use our whole part diagram to put the same calculation, but just display it in a different way. So there's my part 12, I added 4, and then my whole becomes 16. So you can see again, if I run through it one more time, that 11 is the number we put in our head. That's our starting number. And then this time I want 5 on my fingers because I'm adding 5 to 11. So this time I'm going to go 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then I write my answer 16 after my number calculation. And again, I've shown it in another way where I've got my part 11, my part 5, and that makes the whole 16. So we've been looking at that method where you can be counting on using your mental math skills. We've also been having a look at using our tens frames again. Now, the mathematicians in year one are very, very clever, because they know that when all of this diagram is filled in, it means 10. And we've been using 2 10 frames today. So there's actually 20 spaces with the method that we've been using. So again, if I wanted to try and solve this number sentence, we've been using our counters and our 10 frames this week. So here I've got 16, and I've put 16 yellow counters on my 10 frame. And the mathematicians are really, really good, because they know that this is 10. So they don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They know that this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've put 16 yellow counters down, and then I've added 3 red. 1, 2, 3. And then what the children then did is they counted all of the counters to find our answer. So some children knew that they've got 16, and then they counted on 17, 18, 19. Some children know that that's 10, and then just wanted to check 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Some children might want to touch all the counters just to check, and that's fine as well. So then, of course, I'm going to write my answer in. Now I'm going to be cheeky, because some of our mathematicians have started to reverse our numbers. So just have a check that we're making sure all our numbers are the right way round. So oopsie daisy, I've done the wrong one there. I've done the letter P, and I should have written the number 9. So just correct them if they've done it wrong. A loop and a line is number 9. Now, at home, you might not have access to our fancy 10 frames. So what I've done here is I've had a go at making up my own story sentence. And I have just got 2 bits of paper here, and I've just made sure that I've got 10 spaces. So it's a bit like my 10 frame, but it's a bit of a DIY one. And here I'm using the exact same methods, but I've put it into a story sentence written method. So here I've said that Pat has 11 green pegs. Sam has 4 pegs. How many do they have all together? So in exactly the same way that we've been using our counters, I've looked around and I found some pegs. You might have other objects at home, Lego bricks, teddies, socks, stones, knives and forks. And I've had a go at making my own 10 frames. So I've put 10 green pegs and 11 green pegs. And now I'm going to add Sam's pegs because I've got my 11 green pegs for Pat. And then I'm going to add my 4 pegs for Sam. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I can add all of my numbers together. So again, some children might want to touch them all and count them. Some children know that that's 10, and then they count on 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Some children might remember that they've already got 11 green pegs, so they count on 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's up to the child, the mathematician, of how they want to solve it, but making sure they've got the concrete objects out and they're counting super carefully is always going to make you get the right answer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen with you all, and you can see the 3 challenges that we would like you to have a go at trying at home. So let's see if I can share these ones with you. Now, as always, we've got 3 challenges that you can have a little look at. The first one is slightly easier, that's our paddle challenge, and that's just to see if you can solve these calculations with one of the methods that we've just ran through. So you can solve 14 add 5, 13 add 4, and 12 add 6, and you can use the mental math strategy, or you could use the concrete one with our 10 frames. The middle challenge, our sailing boat challenge, is can you create your own story sentence using objects from around your home? So I use the pegs for my story sentence. You could go and find some objects to create your own at home. Just remember to add a 2-digit number to a 1-digit number, but make those numbers no bigger than 20. And then the last one, if you want a little bit of a challenge, we've got some teachers' work here. So can you mark the teacher's work and correct any errors? So we have done 5 number sentences there. Have we got them all right? Or is there any errors that we might need you guys to create and solve for us? So have fun looking at your challenges this week and see if you can solve any of the number problems by using those 2 methods. And remember, when we add, our number gets bigger. Thank you, everyone, and there'll be another video next week. Take care.